Okay, we're back.
We are.
Something a bit different.
Yeah, you sure you want to go ahead with this?
Well, I have the ability to edit what is discussed, so I will happily go ahead with whatever is thrown at me.
It's a different power dynamic, though.
It's a different power dynamic, yeah. Yeah, and just I might automatically default into interviewer mode, so you might have to tell me to shut up whilst you...
I'll slap your wrist.
So for the listeners' benefit, we're going to do something a bit different. And actually, this marks the last podcast we're going to do in this studio. And who better to have on as Ross? But Ross is actually going to... we're going to... Well, the tables turn is probably the best way to describe it. We're going to turn the tables. Yeah. Ross is going to ask me a bunch of questions today. You seem to have prepped some questions.
I've scribbled in my book.
There we go.
Yeah, that's kind of...
Yep,
prep enough, I guess.
I guess we can just keep it organic as well, and
we'll do our best. Yeah.
Hopefully the listeners enjoy a slightly different format. If not, I do apologise.
Yeah,
I've always had the benefit of incredible guests, you see, and so it'll be a bit embarrassing if everyone turns this one off.
If the worst guest is yourself.
Oh, the irony.
Oh dear.
Yeah, but quite possible. Ross, over to you.
Well, first of all, thank you. I do appreciate this, and it'd be a sad farewell to the studio, but hopefully a nice one.
Yeah, it's just, we go, things roll in chapters, don't they? This was a good chapter. The studio has served a great purpose, but actually it's just not necessary. So just letting it go and just able to push everything on without it in just as efficient a capacity, probably more so.
Yeah. Well, I think, we're talking in chapters, so we're going to delve into all sorts, I think. We'll go back some, we'll look forward some.
Okay.
And I'm going to jump straight in with addressing the fact that you've worked with so many people, governing bodies, clubs, entities, and I'm just curious. I'm curious of a few things. What are the commonalities, if that's the correct word to use, that lead to success? And, pulling on some of those things from those places, where could clubs use some of the expertise that you found from these places to up their game?
Okay, so the commonalities, I think one thing I noticed pretty early on is that it doesn't really matter what country the club is in, the athletes, the coaches, like actually all of these environments, they just have the same challenges. Yeah. Some of them are further ahead because of systemic stuff, if there's better access to resources, facilities. Yeah. Some nations, sport or indoor sport as such, might not be as celebrated or as encouraged at high training volumes and things. So, I can think of some nations where the coaches are really hungry and the facilities are great, but you're lucky to get parents to want to bring the kids for more than sort of 12 hours a week or something like that. So there are some different challenges, culturally, but typically if you've got a facility, you've got a coach, you've got an athlete standing in front of you, actually the problems are the same. Like everyone's experiencing the same stuff. And then you've got pockets of expertise, of course, as we know, some nations have just got a lot more expertise, access to coaching expertise, like on sites, which is, a benefit for some of those. But most of the challenges are the same. And therefore, in terms of the commonalities which would lead to success, I think it's kind of the same answer. It's like it's no different what works. Let's say here in Great Britain, you're going to say you need an optimal amount of training volume, you need enough kids and a talent pathway, you need enough resources. That could be cash for a program to survive. It could be the facilities, of course. I think if we go right down to the bottom, you need at least an individual. And it can really be just one person who has got a real relentless work ethic, but like an unbelievable vision. Yeah. Some programs, of course, you've got dozens of coaches, you've got leaders, you've got performance directors, you've got managers, you've got like almost the vision is set for you. Yeah. Because it's at NGB level, it's all in response to funding requirements and things like that. So the coach just needs to do their job. But in many countries that are not established, they are much lower down the performance rankings and stuff like that. You might be relying on one or two personal coaches, like club coaches, to be the driver. Yeah. And if they can, and we've seen this happen, if that one individual can just push the boundaries and get an athlete onto the national team, and then that national team athlete actually might have success at a European Championships, they become the the game changer.
Yeah, the catalyst.
They're the catalyst because now there's funding that might come from their own sort of funding bodies.
Yeah.
But they also inspire the other coaches within the country that at one point were like, well, it's not possible for us. We're too small a nation.
Yeah.
Actually, if I think back to my earliest sort of appointment as a personal coach in the UK, think about like Lewis, for example, was kind of the catalyst, wasn't he? Lewis Smith at that point.
Yeah.
And then it was Beth Tweddle for the girls. But before then, it was unheard of for a British girl really to win or be rivaling for world and European medals. And here's Beth becoming a world champion on floor, and obviously everything that she went on to do on bars. I mean, and that helps other people shift their mindset to suddenly being, well, maybe we're not too small a nation.
Yeah.
And it is possible.
It's that magical thing of when someone does something for the first time, suddenly it's not a dream or out of reach. It's something that's achievable.
That's it.
And you kind of level up each time, don't you?
Yeah, but athletes will level up because they want to be the next Beth.
Yeah.
And they'll see the success and everything that comes with it and how exciting it is and just what's possible.
Yeah. But I think that works for the coaches as well.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
But it also works for the coaches.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it is possible. And so I think success leaves clues, and if you go to every country, you will find a lot of common threads that.
Just to jump on that real quick, do you think that with that there can become a level of complacency from either a coaching point of view, like the expectations become something that suddenly you can forget to work for? Because
in higher performing nations,
in higher performing nations, or a nation that's sort of climbed up the ladder, then maybe you're there for a period of time, and then that hunger changes because it's kind of always been, or it's now always there, or it's an expectation. Have you noticed there's ever a dip anywhere, or?
I think the dips are probably for different reasons. I mean, there's very few nations that have sustained high performance or to challenge at world level over sort of consecutive cycles. There's very few nations that have done that. Obviously, the US is dominating that at the moment, but that you can think of some. You only have to go back a couple of cycles and go, well, this European nation were pretty dominant, or they were spectacular then, but actually they're not doing very well now. And there's all sorts of reasons behind that. I mean, there's obviously the challenges that we've gone through as a sport, which has impacted, the coaching expertise which is available. Some of it's simply down to talent. Some of it's strategic. Some of it's funding. I mean, like, it's very uncommon for a nation to just sustain challenging for medals, at least at a team level. They might have one individual. But it comes down to what is this? A team is just a group of people.
Yeah.
Who are the people that are behind this national governing body, or the people behind the national team?
Yeah.
And look at what's happening with yourselves, BG. Like, it's a cycle. Like, you've got some people move on for various reasons. Next lot come in. Next lot are hungry. Cool. Let's go again. Like, the fire's lit. Let's push on. But I think complacency is more likely to happen in a nation where there is a lack of vision. Probably people feel like it's out of reach, the performance, and so you settle. Settling is the worst thing that any coach can do, because we become a self-fulfilling prophecy and then accept, this is the performance level that this nation is at, or that I'm at, or these athletes are at. And I've actually spent time around people that I would say have the audacity to think like differently. Like, and what I mean by that is I can see their athlete and say, like, I'm not really sure this kid's got it. Like, and you go back 2 years later, and because of the belief that coach had in this athlete that maybe wasn't particularly gifted, but purely down to that belief, the unrealistic ambition, the kid's great, and you're like, wow, like you've done a way better job than I would have done, because because that mentality to me was that she wasn't going to be a star. Now she's winning medals on the national team, and you're like, fair play to you. Like, you've done what every coach should do. You've backed your athletes.
Commitment, drive, all those things.
That's it. You know, and like seeing what's possible. And maybe you need to know the athletes more than me just kind of seeing them from once.
That plays a part, doesn't it? For sure.
So
I think it still fascinates me how many of the issues or problems or hurdles we face are. They're the same everywhere. They are, and you presume, what's the phrase, that the grass is always greener. Actually, no, they've got patches in their lawn that aren't growing the same as back home. And
definitely.
I think it's quite eye-opening when you can understand that, because then it can unify a little bit, and everyone's sort of facing the same sort of battles. And I agree with that, and I also think that.
I'm always surprised of some of the challenges that people are still struggling with because the access to information is so widely available now.
Yeah.
We assume that everyone's got a lot of this stuff sorted, but actually, there still is a very thin. Like the cream rises, of course, is a very small percentage of people.
I think I'm coming to an understanding that that possibly comes from, or can come from an element of tunnel vision. Mm-hmm. So with that commitment that we were just talking about, sometimes you can become a bit blinkered. Mm-hmm. Or, you know, your passion is driving you to chase after one thing, but because of that, you miss 2, 3, 4 other things.
Yeah. But that, you think about what we do as coaches, like how habitual it is. So it's not just habitual for the athletes, but if you're a career coach, a lifer, as we call them. So you just basically like, you start. Yeah, you're a lifer. Yeah, you start coaching and you're going to be coaching until you can't coach anymore, I'm sure. Which is great for the sport. And it's actually slightly different with yourself now because your role's just changed. But if you were just club coaching, I don't mean just club coaching, but if you were in a club coaching position, then you'd be in the same 4 walls every day. And I think that habitual thing of like, I'm here every day, I'm seeing the same people, I see the same equipment, I'm probably following the same program and schedule again because of that tunnel vision. And you fall in love with your own ideas, but also you do get stale. That's been the beauty of the work that I've been able to do, is because I'm pretty much in different environments every week. Whilst I have had, in the 20 odd years of coaching I've had periods where I've stayed in the same space and I've done a personal coaching, nowhere near like the extent that you have. I've done short bursts. It might even be a week here, a week there, 6 months here, 3 months there, and so it's just different, right?
And I'm intrigued by that, in as much as, with that in mind, you know, having access to so many different places and environments, and that, has that amplified your love for coaching to be able to have that access? Has it affected your direction? Because I've sat in the same 4 walls for nearly 9-10 years at South Essex, and it's been incredible. And I've just recently stepped out, and it's been like a flood of information, and I can't quite process it all at the moment, and I'm finding it a little bit difficult. But I just wonder how that affects yourself.
I found it does 2 things to me. And you know this, I've always battled with, like, do I go back to coaching? So when I step into an environment which inspires me, I want to scratch the itch again. I'm just like, I'm dying to get in a gym. I want to work with a group of athletes, and I'm itching to get going. But the other battle that I face is that I struggle to be in the same environment for 40 hours a week, because I'm a little bit like all over the place with my thinking, and I kind of like the energy and the ideas that I get flooded with when I'm in different environments, right? But I think it does lead to someone being a more curious individual. Like it's to travel to that many countries, to see that many different environments and not remain curious is like, it's almost impossible. Because you're exposed to so many different ideas and ways of thinking. You have to have the realization that this sport, like, you just cannot know everything. And it's not just the better nations. You know, you go to some of the smaller nations that lack resources, but they are the most resourceful, and they're using equipment in ways that you've never seen before, and they're having to spot differently and things. And it's like, that's been eye-opening as well. So it's, if anything, it's driven my thinking. It's obviously driven the business and the way that I think about education. You know?
And to jump on that point there, like, what has your journey through your coaching and educating, has that fueled your want to share knowledge, or was that something that was there from the beginning that's just always been there? Or how's like the journey and your experiences had an effect on that?
As you know, we have always had mentors from the very beginning. And there's a handful of individuals that have really put their belief in me, trust in me, and supported me to no benefit of their own, really, or very little benefit of their own. It was just because it was maybe like a pass the baton approach. It's like, I'm going to pass on this information, you know, and that has changed my life, you know, and we're talking really about probably half a dozen individuals that have massively impacted, and then probably another half a dozen which are on the peripheral there. And they've all been important. And that, for me, I think is probably one of the reasons why I'm so connected with wanting to help other people, because I know the power of support and mentorship. Like, it absolutely changed the direction of my life. And if I can help other people to do that, that just feels good. But selfishly, like, I guess not selfishly, it doesn't really, like, if I'm helping an athlete, I get a lot of like
joy and
joy
fulfillment.
From that.
Yeah.
It's no different helping a coach. So if I was to coach an athlete that went on to be successful, that's amazing. But if I was to coach a coach that was to go on and be successful, or coach an athlete to be successful, it means the same to me. It's like neither of them are higher or lower than the other.
Okay, yeah.
I think for me, I love the sport.
Yeah.
And I see myself as a fan of gymnastics and a supporter of the community.
Yeah. I'm
not going to discriminate whether you're British, whether you're German, whether you're Canadian, Japanese, Chinese, or any other nation, or a nation that I haven't worked with. I want everyone to succeed. I want everyone to not be injured. I want everyone to fulfill their potential, and because we're just dealing with people. And I think if you're that way inclined, that you just want to end as much suffering as you can, and you want people to have as much joy as possible.
Yeah.
Now, there's politics, of course, there's politics and stuff, which is an unfortunate nature of the sport,
comes
the
sport,
level,
life, everything.
Of course. But broadly, and even with the politics, I just want everyone to win. So here at NR Gymnastics, we're once again super proud to be partnered with Little Stars Leotards, who've been a fantastic partner for us over the years. Not only do they provide exceptional service for their customers, but they're a great team for us to work with, and they provide us a lot of value too. It's no surprise that so many clubs here in the UK, but also overseas, are making the switch to Little Stars Leotards for their service, but also the quality of leotards and clothing that they provide to the community. So if you're interested in checking out why they're such a great team to work with, visit littlestarsleotards.co.uk. And thanks again, Little Stars, for being such a fantastic brand partner.
Where do you think yours or our love for gymnastics actually came from? Because I always battle with this idea that, if you're a successful squad athlete, you obviously love the sport, 'cause it's giving you your life. But for a lot of our life, there were so many other things. Do you think it comes from those days gone by, or do you think it's grown more because of...
I think the most passionate I've been, or the most excited I've been, was those earlier years. Because I think that I'm sure you can agree to this. Like the process of learning is the fun bit. Yeah. We're always learning, but the intensity of learning that we did when we first started. Yeah. Because we knew so little about performance gymnastics, right? Yeah. I knew, I could do a cartwheel, I could do a flick. Sometimes I could connect my flick with my...
You were quite good around the flicks. Yeah, no, you're better than me.
Just
pants.
Just that tap back on the end that just, anyway. Yeah. But everything was new. And so there was so much to learn. And, for us, it was spotting. We were good at spotting, and we were told that we were good at spotting, and told we were good at coaching. And I think that was probably what I needed to hear when I was younger, and arguably still do, but but that validation was fun for me. So it was combining learning a skill and enjoying that, being told that you're good at it, and actually enjoying that validation and mentorship and almost the comfort of the gym.
I'm really glad you mentioned that validation side of stuff, because that's probably something that resonates with myself within the four walls of Woking as well. And I think it's probably a really good thing for your listeners and viewers to think about. How often do you remind the coaches that work under you that they're actually not just doing a good job, but that was exceptional, or that was really good, or wow, you've taught me something today? Because when you're being a mentor, I think sometimes you can forget, and you can just always tell and not offer that reward. But like I said, those were the things that really sort of made us glow. And I say that because I visited Woking just this week gone, and I was stood over by the trampoline in the corner where we had loads of fun and chucked all sorts of stuff, played stick it, thought we were squad boys and whatnot. But I did stop, and I just remember looking at a couple of areas in the gym, and I found this smile just grow on my face, because I was like,
you got memories.
Wow, I remember supporting my first catch over there on that platform, or I remember trying to sport blinds and fumbling my hands and it going wrong, but the girls laughing about it and me enjoying that process. There were so many fond moments of learning and failing and all those things we've spoken about.
And who knew that would be some of the best times? There's a few things I want to say on this. When I say that they were some of the best times, it's because there wasn't any pressure.
Very true.
We were able to turn up, experiment, learn, make loads of mistakes, and it was kind of expected because we were so young and inexperienced. Go home and not have to think about what really happened at the gym to an extent. And so now everything that we're doing is high pressured. I don't go into an environment where you're not expected to deliver. You're certainly not as well. You've got KPIs and performance things which are attached to your role, and it's like whilst we could thrive off that pressure, you still, sometimes it's nice just not to have any, because actually it becomes play when you're coaching.
I almost have to forget, depending on where I'm going, what the expectation is. I have to forget those things to allow that original,
that's it, just
primary drive to
do your thing, play play at coaching. There was a quote I read this week and I took a screenshot because I absolutely loved it, and it was becoming is better than being.
I think I saw that somewhere as well, actually.
It was probably someone that we both follow, and I was like, like becoming a high performance coach is a more enjoyable journey than being the high performance coach, and it really resonated with me.
And I think maybe even Niall posted something about his Olympic medals recently, and
he did,
and it I think the comment was it becomes something that collects dust. But what it stands for,
the journey that you went on,
means so much, and it's a similar kind of concept, isn't it? That you want to be there, you're watching all your peers, and you think, oh, they're so good, and I want to be able to do that, but they're actually, it takes a bit of time to master that bit, and you take for granted how wonderful this innocent learning and joyful time in your space is or was.
And we've got the benefit of hindsight now, but at the time, particularly me, I'm not patient. So I just wanted to be better, wanted to do the next bit, achieve the next thing. Cool, I've done that, now do this, rather than just staying present. And maybe there's a message for some of the younger coaches.
Do you think, I think patience is such a useful tool in coaching, but I think it's also one of the most damaging things as well. So where do you sit with that? Do you think that's helped elevate you throughout your career? Without a doubt. Yes. And or has it given you issues or red flags? Or
I think both. I think, and I know you're asking questions that you already know the answer to the benefit of the listeners, which is quite appropriate in this case. Sorry,
perhaps.
But yeah, I think my lack of patience has definitely been a catalyst for me having some success in different areas. But it's also it can cause a bit of friction as well. And that's just, but it's the nature of the beast. I think. Not necessarily put myself in that category, but high performers do tend to be impatient. Like they don't want to wait; they want the result now, or they want the fastest route to get to that. But if I could wave a magic wand, it would be great to go back to standing on those platforms or spotting those double backs for the first time. And I guess I'm on a similar journey because, as you know, I like photography and videography stuff. So. I don't know enough about that, and I'm actually enjoying being an amateur and going through that process again. I'm just trying to stay present and enjoy. I've learned how to do this, and that's how you would shoot this particular style. Rather than me going, I want to be better, I want to do this, I want to do that. I'm actually going, no, let's enjoy this. Let's shoot for the sake of shooting. Isn't
that one of those bits of advice that lots of motivational speakers give? It, find a hobby to help it keep you humble, or make sure that you're still. Able to learn and things like that, and
makes sense.
And enjoy that process.
I think so.
Trying to find those little things along the way that just keep you happy and keep you grounded.
Just want to go back to something you mentioned about validation again. Because you might be the same. I recall 2 or 3 comments from people from we're talking over 20 years ago, little one-liners, something that they told me that's always stuck with me. Some of it's now I've got bad examples of that as well. I remember something my PE teacher told me. I'll share this one with you. This has always stuck with me. I played basketball for the high school team, and I thought I was quite good at basketball, and not particularly athletic, but basketball was my thing. And I remember. I tried to score on so many different games against others, and I never did. Always missed. But I was really good in training.
What made you think you was good?
No, I was good on the court. I was good at setting people up, and they did the scoring. But every now and then I was like, let me have a go. Never did. And I scored once, and I was like, fuck yeah, I've managed to score. I remember my teacher saying at the end of the day, it was just like, God, even Nick managed to get one in.
Oh.
And that was the end of that match.
Ouch.
And I was like. And I've never forgot that one line from a PE teacher. Even Nick, someone as bad as Nick, even he managed to score. And I'm just like, yeah, great. And it's like, now that's a negative example, but I've also got some positive ones. And I remember just one of our earliest sort of rec sessions, went in and coached. And this coach basically said to me directly, said, you could be really good at this.
Yeah.
And that's always stuck with me as well. And it's like, it's amazing what those little comments can do. Those moments of encouragement when you say, you did a fantastic job today. Or the way that you coach today is a great example for other people. Thank you for that. Like just those little things which seem insignificant, but they could really transform the way someone
And the thing is, you won't even know that what you said to that person could be something that they hold for 10 years either. And that's the thing about always trying to respect other people as well. And I think, don't take for granted, the hard work that other people are now putting in that you did, or don't forget what you did all those years ago. Yeah. God, Woking. Where would we be now if we didn't?
And when I have walked in the gym, and maybe again I keep saying this, but you probably feel the same way. Like the gym used to feel quite big, and now when you go into Woking, it's like, wow, this is a small space.
Yeah, I've got even more respect for one, how they're able to still produce the high level gymnastics they do now, but then also how long ago it was when they produced the Olympians and Commonwealth athletes they did. Because that would have been kind of almost verging on revolutionary at those times. But then maybe that's the difference. Back then, it was a brand new type of centre with pits, and that's not something that everyone had access to at the time. So
and now it's an expectation again, isn't it?
Yeah, an expectation, how things evolve and change, and wow. Good times. I'm going to jump a little bit deeper now, if you don't mind. And
I don't know if I mind yet. But.
Well, you're going to have to, because I'm the boss, don't forget. So, you're a huge advocate for mental health and well-being. And
we're going down this rabbit hole.
Yeah, we are. And I'm going to say that you're really, really brave. And I'm happy to make that statement, and I'm proud to be able to make that statement.
Not going to make me cry in my
no, I'm not going to make you cry. But I would like to know where that bravery came from to share so openly. And before you start, because it is bravery, and anyone that thinks otherwise, their opinions that I don't think people should listen to, because it takes a lot to share like you do. But I think it's an important thing to touch on. So I wonder, and please don't take this badly. Yeah, you haven't always been a really brave person, and I think that's something that's commendable as well, because over time you've worked on that. Yeah. So I'm intrigued to know did something change? Was it or was it just an evolution thing again?
Well, in terms of the way that I viewed mental health challenges, I guess I never really bought into the fact that they existed, if I'm being completely honest. Yeah. Well, not that they didn't exist, but like depression to me, I couldn't figure out. I was just a bit like, depression? Like, get down the gym, like just get off your sofa, and like I just used to think it was that simple. It used to feel like it was a choice. That's probably the easiest way of me, and if I'm being fully transparent. Now that all changed when I experienced depression myself for the first time, and now all of a sudden I've got I had a much larger respect for it and understanding of an awareness of actually this is not a choice. Like you don't choose to be in this situation. Yes, there are levers that you can pull, I think, which can help you to grow out of that. And but no one wants to arrive in that place and choose to be there. Yeah. And so going through that journey of experiencing that myself, and as you are aware of, I've had certainly more than one bout of depression, arguably there now. But that really was probably the catalyst for me, at least having a different understanding of what it was, not being judgmental, maturing in my kind of awareness about what this was, and experiencing it. And then I think it ties in with, I want to help people. So it doesn't really matter again if that's helping someone to do a double back somersault, helping someone to understand why self-awareness is important in the gym.
No, but the reason I think it's an important thing to bring up is because you've practiced a lot to support a double back really competently. Yeah. And there's a confidence and security behind that. But being open about mental health and well-being. Yeah. But the stakes are high. There's a vulnerability there that you're facing up to every time you bring that to the table, or you want to share something to help someone else, which I think is very, very different. It is different, but the stakes are higher in the sense of so I knew that not many people were talking about it. In fact, arguably no one's talking about it in coaching within gymnastics. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've certainly not seen anyone else mention, actually, I'm struggling with depression. You might be too. This is the help that you can get. Talk to a friend, etc.
but I knew that if I was able to support just one other person through it, then that would have made it worthwhile.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, like, it wasn't easy. I had a lot of doubt. Some stuff I've posted and deleted it and thought, God, this is business suicide. People will think I'm weak. I'm not not competent. You know, how can you be a high performer and experience depression at the same time? And I've had to just get over that and understand that actually I can be a high performer and go through that, and depression doesn't define me as my identity. You know, I'm still able to be successful. I can still help people. I've got my own challenges, but it doesn't mean I can not help other people, you know, still. So I've had to battle all that, but I guess my intentions were, can I help one other person? And I guess in my mind, I'm thinking there's probably another male coach that's really struggling right now. And they might feel conditioned to not be able to speak and to not open up. And actually, it's a travesty for that to happen. And I'm lucky that I've got a lot of support. You know how much you've supported me. I have, again, probably a dozen people that are absolutely incredible and are the reason why I'm able to still be here now. I don't say that lightly, and I know that you know that as well. And that I'm very fortunate for that and blessed, but not everyone will be. And that makes me really sad. And so being able to share a video, to share some comments, and I, you know, some people would message me and said, you know, thanks for sending this. This really hits home. Cool, job done. Do I lose a few followers on the way? Does the business suffer? I mean, I have never noticed any dip in business or demand or anything, you know, since sharing that, which is lovely. And so,
if anything, in our industry, it just shows a level of openness and approachability that is only going to really amplify things. Hopefully. And I think, you know, for other coaches and the athletes that follow as well. Yeah,
I mean, I had a few shit comments on social media about, you know, the weak generation and this, that, and the other. It's like,
but that's comical. In my view. So.
It is what it is.
Quite sad.
Like to think that the message helps a lot more people than it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if it bothers people, that's their doing. So. And hopefully people will get something from it. And if that is the catalyst for them just to call up another friend to say, I'm struggling, you know, good. That's what it's there for. At the end of the day.
And, you know, tongue in cheek now, and, you know, I like to always bring this up, but, you know, along the bravery lines. So why were you so scared of vault when we were little? It's not like we were doing hard stuff.
Well, it's relative, mate. My ability was very low, and therefore it was difficult.
Oh, well, you had good legs. You just didn't seem to want to use them.
Mind over matter. Need some context here.
Well, how contextual do you want me to make it? Do you want me to tell the story?
You go for it. Tell a story to put the audience in the...
So the audience will probably know that you're a very competent vault coach these days, and I think you take a lot of pride in teaching vault.
I love teaching vault.
You do?
Yeah.
But you hated doing it. And I mean, you wouldn't even be able to hide anymore at Woking because the jumbo mat's not there anymore.
The big block.
The big block is not there anymore. So what Nick used to do is when we get our vault sessions with our coach Mike, who, to be fair, he did probably push us beyond our ability, but still in a safe realm, and would often, when I say throw us over the vault, it was a lob.
It was a lob.
But Nick always managed to find this cozy little corner down the bottom end of the vault run, and you tuck yourself in behind the big blue block, and
there was benches along the wall, and then there was the block. I remember
but I think he took advantage of the fact that Mike was so focused on what he was doing with that, and he never really noticed you were gone.
It's great. I do remember him marching down at some point. So I think you probably told him, like,
yes, I'm going like this. It's over here.
I don't know what it was about vault, but I was terrified. Squat overs, straddle overs. I used to catch I think it was my left leg on the vault all the time on the straddle over.
It's because you got clown feet, I think. Actually, you couldn't point your toes, and they probably clipped the vault.
I was, you know, talking about nice comments and nasty comments. I mean, a few minutes ago you said I had good legs, and I was like, oh, thanks, mate. And now you're saying I've got clown feet.
Legs, feet. That's different. Anyhow. Does your fear of doing vault as an athlete, as a gymnast, play any part in the way you coach it now? Or is it just by pure chance that you fell in love with coaching vault?
Yeah, I think I fell in love. Yeah, I don't think it has any impact. I mean, I can't even say that it's made me more empathetic to other people that are struggling. There's other reasons why I'd be empathetic. It's not the fact that I was terrible at vault. That experience as being a rec athlete, what that has taught me is the importance of recreational participation.
Mm-hmm.
So we can all say it's good for talent ID, it's good for the community, but actually, like we did a maximum of 2 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
Or I did anyway. For most of that was 1 hour. I did 10 years of 1 or 2 hours a week, and that was the extent of my gymnastics. I was very, very bad. I won a silver medal at a regional floor and vault competition. I won a few gold medals thanks to you on the team as well. And like that was the extent of what we did. And who knew that we would end up being, well, you're a current national coach and I'm a former national coach. And, the work that we've done in gymnastics and it's given us a career. It's allowed us to help a lot of people. And yet I was very bad at gymnastics. And so every one of those individuals that enters the sport is significant. Yeah. And not just from what can gymnastics gain from them, but gymnastics is significant to that individual as well and will shape their life. I mean, the 1 or 2 hours a week that I spent in the gym was my favourite 1 or 2 hours of the week. Yeah. Like I used to, we used to start at 7 o'clock on a Wednesday or Thursday, I think. We did 7 till 9 on a Thursday. Yeah. And the time between getting home from school at 4 o'clock till 7 o'clock was painful
Couldn't
for me.
Come around quick enough.
Yeah, so I was just dying to get to the gym, and how amazing is that? And there are kids that do that now. They can't wait to get to gymnastics, and they're terrible, and they need coaches that just encourage them and have fun. I think
we were really lucky with the coaches that we had, definitely as well, because and when we talk about that 1 hour, I was really fortunate enough to have, throughout all of those classes from when you come through from preschool, each one of those coaches, if I can't remember their name, I can remember their face. And this is going to sound really cheesy, but I can more so remember the smile they'd give.
Right, yeah.
Rather than any correction, because I can't really remember, other than Mike and Colin, whose corrections I still probably use now on some things. Yeah. But it was just that warmth of 1 hour a week, 2 hours a week, and just feeling like actually someone wants to help you, or
safe space,
or offer you a Mars bar because you've done a swing to handstand on P bars. I
wouldn't have done a swing to handstand on P bars, but I would have taken the Mars bar. But yeah, you're right. And if we think about the collection of those individuals, I can remember them all.
And to bring that back into probably more a high performing realm, just because the stakes are higher, it doesn't mean you can't still smile. Yeah. Or give a level of comfort even when the stakes are high, because at the end of the day, they're either a child, an adolescent child, a young adult, maybe even a proper adult that needs an arm around them of a day or a session. Well,
I think we need to be the safety net. Like if the athlete can't feel absolutely safe with us, a personal coach that has that proximity to them and that hopefully that closeness, who can they feel safe with in that environment? And so, Sophia Jowett did an episode recently and sat with you at a second episode, like amazing lady, all about athlete coach relationship.
Yeah, I sent that on to a few other people.
It's just really just great insights into the importance of that stuff. But she nailed it. It's like to be the challenging coach that is, as CA says, positively demanding, and I really like that statement. To be positively demanding, to be challenging, you need to have proximity, safety, closeness, and because that is your safety net, your trust. If your trust dial is turned down, you got nothing. Like you really need that dialed up as much as possible if you're going to go in high performance, or you end up pushing and then there's obviously conflict. Yeah. But you never want to be the coach that leads an athlete to get therapy.
No, oh god, no. And what's the? I'm not as good at you as remembering sort of quotes and stuff, but there's one that flies around, isn't there? Or a statement, maybe to be more appropriate, about people remember how you make them feel.
Yeah, they won't remember what you say, but they'll always remember how you made them feel.
Yeah, and if off the back of this little chat that we're having right now, if I could share any advice to any up and coming coach or even current coach, remember that. Yeah. Whether it's a new environment or a current athlete, make them feel good or make them feel better or show support before you're trying to make their gymnastics better. Yeah. And I can guarantee the impact that you have will be, it will be amplified tenfold easily. Yeah, easily. And I had a moment I was at Knots today and yesterday, and there was one little girl that I met on a summer camp last summer, And I remembered her name, said hello, had a little chat, and kid's 7. And we didn't really talk any gymnastics yesterday, and didn't talk a lot of gymnastics today. But when I said goodbye, she ran over and said, "Do you have any advice you can offer me for my upstart handstand?"
Oh, bless her.
And I thought, for a 7-year-old to be able to do that, one was incredibly brave. But as I was driving here, I was trying to pick that apart a little bit, and I was like, I patted myself on the back a little bit there, because I'd obviously created some sort of safety net or comfort there.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing for an older child to ask or request, but for someone of that age, and I think, remember how you or how you make them feel, rather than always just teaching the gymnastics.
And Dean Leake, who's also been on the podcast, he high performance leadership coach, I guess, advisor, speaker. He had a lovely little line, which was "Connect before you correct."
Oh,
right.
I'm glad I've got my pen. Correct.
Connect before you correct, and I think that's just brilliant. And that, again, it doesn't matter if you're 7, 17, you're 70. Like, we've all got the same human needs. We want to feel valued. We want to feel safe. We want to feel heard. We need to connect with people, and like coaching.
I hope I'm that wise one day that I can say something like that sticks.
You do, mate. You've got good one-liners. So yeah.
Not that I use in the gym. And not that I useful outside either.
Of gold on the podcast. So yeah.
Oh dear.
But yeah, that's a good one. We'll attribute that one to Dean.
Yeah. No, that's really, really good. I do like that. What would you score me out of 10 so far?
On your hosting abilities?
Yes.
What would you score me? Because I need to make sure I score you lower. I'll let the audience decide.
Oh, okay.
They can stick it in the chat. Or
they can add a comment.
They can add a comment, yeah. Personally, I'm going to give you 8.5.
8.5, okay.
Yeah. The feet comment about me having like clown feet.
Oh, you take things that personally.
That cost you.
It's just the truth.
Yeah, okay. Fine.
Yeah.
Go for it.
With regards to the direction you want the future to go for you, I'm talking about chapters earlier. What is in your next chapter? What is Nick Ruddock Gymnastics, and how do you see that? Is there anything different on the horizon? Is there?
It's interesting. Yeah, I think the business. If we think about it from a business, the business has to continually evolve.
Yeah,
has to pivot. Things are in different demand now than they were. Some things are in more demand. Some things are in less, and it's just it's natural as a society for us to go through different ways. So the way that we access information now is different, and will continue to evolve and be different. AI, digital resources, subscriptions, like all of that stuff. So yeah, there will be an evolution to what the business offers, which I'm excited about.
Yeah.
I'm delving a lot more into high performance leadership. So yes, I'm always going to coach coaches. I'm fascinated at the minute about coaching leaders and the impact that they have. So whether that's national coaches, people at NGB level, but also just club owners, as you know, through my Gymnastics Leaders program. Loads of resources being thrown towards that at the minute, which is exciting. In terms of my own leadership, as you're aware, I've been hungry for a leadership role. I'm still seeking the right opportunity. So whilst I can't see myself at the moment being back in a gym coaching full time, because it just doesn't fit lifestyle, doesn't really fit my goals right now, if I'm completely honest. I'd love to lead a team, and so I'm waiting for the right opportunity to lead a team, and when that, and I can be patient on this because I don't need to rush. It needs to be the right one. And as you know, I've turned down quite a number of opportunities in the last sort of 2-3 years with regards to that, because they haven't been quite the right fit. So that's probably where I see things heading. Cool. But that will evolve as well. I might feel differently about it in 6 months' time. Because you don't know what's around the corner. And I think one thing that I have definitely learned in this industry is that you can have a plan, and 6 months later, that you're on a plan B, plan C, plan D, and they can all lead you to exciting places that you didn't realise. But you've got to seize opportunities when they're presented. I've probably, my journey's probably, you can see that there's an opportunity, I've seized it. An opportunity, I've seized it. They weren't part of the plan, but they led me in a good direction. So
exciting times ahead then.
Hopefully, who knows?
I'm still looking at that.
Connect before you correct.
That's really resonated. When's our next stroll around Goldsworth Park Lake going to happen? Sooner rather than later, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Is that right?
Yeah. I'm just thinking like maybe we should like set up some GoPros type things and
You liking this, aren't you? You're going to be a content creator now.
content. Do you know what? I would
Stick to
be
coaching, mate.
so pants at that. Yeah. Quite a lot of effort goes into that sort of stuff.
It does.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
I think people that do it well make it look far easier than it actually is.
Yeah, and I think if you're someone like myself that overthinks everything, you just procrastinate. Like, so I don't really post that much content on social media anymore. Like I used to post quite a lot, and now I've got loads of plans, but then you end up procrastinating and overthinking, and you want everything to be great, and then you end up just not doing anything.
Yeah. I can be a bit like that in the gym sometimes.
Yeah, I think we can all be like that in different areas of our life, but the content scene is quite overwhelming. And yeah, it depends. For business, it is important, of course. Yeah, but it's a bit like I'd rather not have to do any of it. I don't enjoy the social media side of things, and I enjoy consuming content more than I enjoy creating content. Another reason why this studio, I just don't need it, because this could be a factory of content, but actually it hasn't increased my output. I mean, it's allowed us to create a video podcast, but the video podcast is going to continue without the studio. I'm able to still do that, travel to the guests, have different environments, probably excellent. Reach different guests that weren't able to travel to here. So the output's going to be exactly the same. I'm just saving a considerable amount of money. And that, I think, if you're in this kind of environment, it's kind of like being in a world-class gymnastics facility and never producing a world-class gymnast. You just go, well, actually,
something needs to change, or like, yeah.
Is it the habits? Is it, it's not the environment at the end of the day. The environment is perfect. I know that the audience can only see a very small part of what this space looks like, but it's pretty big with a lot of different rooms and a lot of different areas.
I mean, it looks like something.
It's like a NASA operation, isn't it? So
I was going to say NASA as well, mate.
So there we go.
Wow,
I'll knock you down to 7.5 on the thing because I got there first. Yeah, but it's just not necessary. So coming back to the original point, I prefer to consume the right kind of content that I enjoy and not necessarily create it. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I enjoy the byproduct of a piece of content which has been created. So if I have done something, or maybe a videographer or an editor, and it's gone out, I'm then happy. But the process, I don't particularly enjoy the process. And becoming is more important than being, right? So you're supposed to enjoy the process more than anything else. Yeah. In that instance, so.
Okay, dart around with a few little bits now. Like is there anything that you would change?
Oh God, that's a question.
Yeah, I know it's kind of quite open, or is it quite loaded? I don't know. What would you change? Is there anything you'd change along the way? Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I don't particularly live with regret or believe in regret or things. So I think, and I'm a firm believer, everything happens for a reason, good, bad, or ugly. But you can't help yourself sometimes but think, if I'd have just done that, or maybe if I'd have taken that right turn instead of that left turn. I just wondered, curious, anything that springs to mind?
I mean, there's a lot of general mistakes, things that you shouldn't have said, and like people that you pissed off, and but then I look at some of those things and go, well, actually, I was right to say what I said and to piss that person off, and they deserved it, and whatever. So it's kind of a two-way coin. Like, could I have avoided that situation entirely? Could I have stuck up for myself more? Could I have not made that coaching decision which resulted in this? Of course, I mean, but you can't learn and arrive at a higher destination unless you make those mistakes, because then that informs your future. So I'll ignore the smaller stuff. I'm just thinking, were there any doors that I opened that I wish I never walked through? Is probably what I'm thinking now. And probably not, actually. Are there any doors that I didn't walk through that I had the opportunity to? Probably not. I think if I reflect back, this is probably more a business thing than a coaching thing. I would have chosen to juggle less balls, and I would have chosen less stress. And I choose those words carefully, because I really do think that we do choose the stress that we have in our life.
Agreed.
Okay, there is a lot of stuff which is circumstantial and maybe we don't have so much control over, okay? But a significant amount of the stress that exists in our life, we have and are choosing to endure. Like, because you could, if you wanted to, tomorrow change it.
Yeah.
Now, and I'm not saying that's easy.
Oh no, yeah.
Because that might be you change your career, you move, there's all sorts of like really big things that you can do. But a lot of the suffering that we go through is at the end of the day a choice. Now, I'm sure you've done this as well. You've gone on holiday and you've gone, blimmin' hell, it's nice here. Like, I could live here. And then you go, why do we choose to live in Great Britain where it rains all the time when we could live in a place like this? So like, feel how much like happier we are because the weather's good. And you go, well, move then. Like, we choose to live where we live and now, it's not easy, but I would have chosen to juggle less balls and I would have chosen less stress. And that would have allowed me, I think, to maybe just enjoyed some of the processes more, enjoyed some of the periods of time, probably been better at what I've done, maybe be more successful, but I didn't. And then you end up in a place where actually you're on the hamster wheel. I'm very much in the hamster wheel now. There's certain things that have to exist and I have to overcome before I can change, before I can make a different decision, before I can close that chapter and move on to the next. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. Yeah. But that's experience and life experience, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. No, I like that answer. Yeah. And I think that there's power in choice, so much power. And I think some things in what you're saying there, you can eliminate that you feel you have choice when really. Yeah.
It's just about being honest with yourself and having enough awareness. Yeah. And knowing, what habits are you choosing? Most stuff we do choose. We choose our habits, we choose our environments, we choose the people we spend time with, we choose how we spend our money, we choose, like, they're all choices. And that is a bit brutal sometimes because you go, shit, I've ended up here because I've actually chosen to end up here. Yeah. Through lack of awareness, through lack of control.
Yeah, it could be education, could be all those things.
All sorts of things. But there is, there'll be a percentage of people that are listening will go, well, I didn't choose that to happen to me. And you're right, you didn't.
Agree.
And you've had to deal with that and it's difficult. You choose your response to stuff.
That's how you react, your response, your retaliation.
Yeah, but it's not all that black and white, is it?
They might be driven by emotion or other bits and bobs, but there's a lot more choice involved than we probably would like to admit. Yeah.
And it's weird because, I turned 38, last week? So feel like I'm getting close to 40.
And
what?
Tell the audience. Did I or did I not get it right this year?
Yes. Mate, you don't get a pat on the back, right? I'm your best mate. And I'm
not very good with dates.
It's taken you like 20 years to remember my birthday, mate.
I'm always within 3 days. I'm either the day before, the day after, or I take a stab in the middle and I get it right. Come on. It's not like I'm getting the wrong month.
How did you nail it this year? Did you message someone else?
No, I didn't this year. I think it's because we'd planned to go for food.
We did. So basically, you remembered that we had a dinner date.
I put it in the diary.
Oh my God. See? Useless.
Sorry. I'm definitely getting a 6.5 now.
You are, yeah. And you're 40 this year. So we're both we're within 2 years of being 40 and you're within like...
Months.
October the 2nd.
Correct.
Yeah. Don't act surprised, mate. Honestly. Where was I going with that? Yeah, I mean... I'm young, but at the same time, you do start, we're not 21 again, or 15 again, enjoying that coaching period. And like the decisions you make are pivotal. The stakes are higher. Yeah. And the mistakes that you make probably way heavier because you go, oh, fucking hell, if I'd only done that differently, I wouldn't be here at this point. I'd be there at that point. And that's something I struggle with. But that's life.
Yes.
I'm actually looking forward to my 40s. So I think my 40s will be better than my 30s, I'm hoping.
I've always said I reckon I'm going to be in my prime in my 50s.
You reckon?
Yeah. I mean, maybe not physically.
I was going to say, what about your physical prime?
Because, that is something like...
I struggled to get out of bed this morning because my back was bad.
Well, okay, I'm not quite that bad. My back does hurt in the morning, but what I've realised is I struggle now to get out of a pit.
Of a foam pit?
It's embarrassing. Yeah. And I was reminded of that again today, especially a slung pit. Mm-hmm. I'm walking and I'm going backwards and I'm getting deeper. It's not a good look.
It's not a good look.
But no, and I think with age comes wisdom and all of those things. And if you learn to direct it, manage it, understand the choices, I can't see why I wouldn't be an even better person in another 10 years' time. I know some people are quite scared of getting old and they're scared of the back end of their lives, but it's always something. I don't know whether I've had influence from people of age or I've always just really respected my elders in such a way and loved my grandparents in a way that I have. But yeah, it doesn't scare me. And I think I'll be in my prime. I mean, you've already got grey in your beard anyway. So you're already starting to get a nice bit of patina on you, and
you're sub 5 on the scoring now, by the way.
I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? Okay, right. Stop abusing Nick.
Yeah. The problem with my beard is it's only on one side.
Well, I wasn't gonna.
Yeah, I'm okay with the silver, mate.
Yeah. It's not symmetrical. I wasn't going to mention it. Yeah. I'm not going to pick any more holes.
And I had a shave today.
To be fair, you look. Yeah, I haven't actually. I've come a little bit.
9:30 barber's appointment.
I've got one tomorrow. Yeah.
Sort your hair out.
Yeah. It rained, all right? It rained and I walked and it was
Have you got any more gymnastics questions for the audience before they switch off being bored?
I haven't, I apologise. Sorry.
We wrap it up?
I feel like I've done a good job and I wouldn't want to try and tarnish the score lower than a 5.
Okay.
So I'm going to call a close to this.
Okay. You're in control.
I'm going to
What are your closing comments to the audience?
Oh, goodness. No. Why did you have to go and say that? I'd like to thank you. Not just for the opportunity today, but for all of the content you've put together. I would like to say a heartfelt thank you for just actually being a great person. I don't think, because the type of people, we don't search for these things, and you don't. It's awkward when people say that sort of stuff, but it's a pleasure being your best friend. You've always got my back. I'll always have yours. Hopefully my score is going to go up to at least an 8 now that I'm being nice.
Wondering where this was going.
Well, yes,
it's appreciated.
Am I not that transparent? But no, it's been fantastic. I've really enjoyed today. Hopefully I have done you some credit on this, and we've managed to dive into some bits and bobs and dig
we'll
out
let the audience dictate the success of this episode. But no, it's been a good chat both ways, so thank you. I appreciate it, and I wouldn't want anyone else to have done this, so thank you very much.
Cheers, buddy.
Time to get some food, I think.
Oh, yes, please.
Beautiful. And for the listeners, we're going to take a bit of a break from the podcast, not for too long, before season 7 starts. New format again. I'll be back on the road with the cameras, and very much looking forward to new content again. We'll make sure we get another episode with you, mate.
Oh, no, you don't.
And a better haircut.
Anymore. Yeah, we'll do that though.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Gymnastics Growth Show. Now, if you're an ambitious gymnastics coach with a hunger for self-improvement, check out my Gymnastics Growth Academy, where you'll find members from over 40 countries, all accessing my masterclasses, courses, templates, live community calls, exercise libraries, and so much more. It's a program that members have described as life-changing. So why don't you check it out for yourself? Head to gymnasticsgrowth.com to learn more. See you on the inside.